It's 10 questions on Metallica lyrics with Patreon subscriber and Chicago tour master Mo Martinez. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. My voice is still a little scratchy, but I want to wish you a happy new year. A couple more days of saying that left, right? I usually say it through the first week or so. The latest I ever got was in February. I think February is definitely the cutoff. Mid-January is when it's like, all right, come on, we all know about this. But if you're saying it in February, it's like, zip it up. But again, it doesn't really bother me. It's a nice thing. What do I care? Say it all year. Say Happy New Year every day till the end of the year. It'll be great. If you're brand new, thanks for checking out this show. PJ Conrad on iTunes in a review says, I don't miss an episode. Ryan's a great host. As you listen, you can tell he works hard in finding questions that are tough but fair. His demeanor is a gift. He makes the guests feel comfortable and the episodes breeze along. Thanks, PJ. Appreciate that. PJ is a friend of mine who has an awesome podcast called The PJ Campbell Show. It's like a super stripped down movie review and news show. So there's not a lot of bells and whistles, but it is really great discussion. And PJ sees everything and knows exactly what he's talking about. He's a huge fan of corgis, too. If you're a dog fan, go listen to his show. Go subscribe to The PJ Campbell Show. Anywhere podcasts are found. I'm sticking with my resolutions this year so far. One day in so far, no drinks, but that's good. I usually try not to drink for the whole month of January, so I'm going to get on that. I lose 10 pounds, so hopefully that goes well. I did it before Christmas too, from Thanksgiving till the 20th or so. I had no booze and felt great, so I'm going to try and do that again. I'm also going to try and watch more movies this year, especially this month. I haven't been seeing nearly as many movies as I used to. I feel like last year I saw, maybe 20 movies total, even watching them at home, like theatrical movies or DVDs. I just didn't have time, and I never really wanted to. But I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up on a bunch of stuff. I have 3 from the library. I have Molly's Game, which I hear is a good movie about poker. Sicario 2, Day of the Soledad, I think it's called, which I saw the first one, loved it. Hopefully 2 is just as good. And I have Fred Claus with Vince Vaughn, which doesn't really fit the new movie genre, but hey, I never saw that either. And Christmas is over, so we'll see how fun that is. We'll let you know how those things go. Today's episode is all about music, specifically metal music, even more specifically Metallica. I hop on a Skype call with listener and Patreon subscriber Mo Martinez from Chicago, and we see how many songs he can guess out of 10 by some random lyrics that I give him. We also talk about similarities we have in our age, being from Chicago, hosting trivia, and naming our kids after killer dolls. So let's dive into this chat right now. Here we go. Sitting here on a Skype call all the way from LA to Chicago, my home city, with my pal, Patreon, and friend, Mo Martinez. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm
doing pretty good, man. Happy New Year. It's 2019. You got any resolutions this year?
No, actually, nothing that I really planned on. Maybe be a little more productive.
Yeah.
Be better at what I did than last year.
Sure. And what do you do? What do you do for a living there in Chicago?
Do a number of things. My main job, I guess, what pays the bills is I'm a trainer for a transportation company out here. I work for a tour and transportation company in Chicago.
Oh, very cool. So you're training those people to drive the vehicles or to host things?
Exactly, yeah. We primarily it's training to drive double-deckers, trolleys, coach buses.
Very cool. That's like Vince Vaughn's family business in The Breakup. Remember that movie?
Yeah, actually, funny thing is those double-deckers that they use in that film were our company's double-deckers.
Small world. There it is. The perfect tie-in. It's basically like you're best friends with Vince Vaughn, right?
Basically, yeah. Though I've seen him on the street a couple times, and he kind of just ignores me, he has no idea who I am.
He would. I hear he's like that. He would, right?
Yeah, well, he's not with his family. I get it. Funny, weird fact is I actually share a birthday with Vince Vaughn. I came to discover this just randomly looking up stuff. I'm like, oh, me and Vince Vaughn got the same birthday. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I need to do that. I've done it before, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head who I share an actual birthday with that's that famous. But that's pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet. You're also, from what I remember, a trivia host on occasion. Is that true?
I used to host trivia, but I don't really host. I haven't properly hosted a trivia night in a while.
Yeah.
I still go to them from time to time. I primarily actually write trivia. It's kind of like a little side thing.
Oh, nice.
With a trivia company here in Chicago. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's me and a couple other writers. We all provide different themed rounds for different nights. I actually in late October. We did. I ended up doing about 5 weeks or five. It was 5 nights of Harry Potter trivia.
Oh my gosh!
And it was kind of a short notice thing, so I spent a lot of time. Much to the pleasure of my wife, she loves Harry Potter, and we're just going in and in on it and just reading stuff. She's tossing ideas to me. We're tossing ideas back and forth, and somehow I cranked out 5 Harry Potter trivia nights in a matter of like 6 weeks.
Dude, that is an epic task. You should get a flying broom for doing something like that.
Oh, that was the Nimbus 2000.
Very cool. You mentioned your wife, Brenda Martinez, who's also a Patreon subscriber. So you guys are a big trivia household, and I'm guessing fans of this show.
Oh, definitely. I came across your podcast just kind of like someone told me to get into podcasts, and I was like, oh yeah, you should check them out. You know, like podcasts are kind of neat. You just have to find something you're interested in. Well, I'm always looking for ideas to go off of trivia with and something that entertains me, and the reason I even got into doing trivia was because I just used to go out every Sunday night, and we used to do it at like Michael Diversi's over on Diversey, like by Clark, just west of Clark.
Yeah.
And we would hang out there, and next thing you know, one thing led to another. I was hosting, and eventually started writing with this company, and it just kind of took off from there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, trivia has always been a fun thing to do. We have bunch of Trivial Pursuits and all that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, you sent me a picture recently of your game closet because I was talking about buying some new board games. You had like every game that I've always wanted in one room.
Man, that's years of collections, man. Like I'm talking, like me and my wife, we started dating like in 2006, and instead of being those people just going out getting drunk all the time, we were kind of like, we would still do that, but then we would also just hang out with some friends and like play board games all night. And so we started playing Clue, Trivial Pursuit, anything that just sounded random, we would just do it. And now we got away from it, but as my daughter's starting to get older, now I'm trying to introduce her into some of that. My daughter's 8. She just learned how to play Monopoly.
Oh, that's the best.
Days ago.
That's the best. My daughter's 4. She's still on like Ants in the Pants, Monopoly, not Monopoly, Candyland, Operation, things like that.
Yeah, those. I'm so glad I'm past the Candyland shoots and ladder stage. It was like, those aren't really fun. You just do it to entertain them.
Yeah. Once they start to figure out how to do it, that's when it gets really fun.
Oh yeah, we did the bidding. You know how you can bid on properties in Monopoly?
Yeah.
My daughter ended up. We were playing one of the more current editions, like the Here and Now edition, I think it was, where you're buying like cities.
Yeah.
And you have to fill up the passport.
Oh, yeah,
daughter, so we ended up bidding on I bought Chicago, and she got mad that I bought Chicago. My wife lands on New York, and my wife can't afford it. So I'm like, okay, let's start the bidding. I'm like, 20. I'll start the bidding at 20, like the rules say, because she's still learning.
Yeah.
I'm like, so Annabelle, what do you want to bid on this? She goes, $480. It was like all the money she had in her hand. I'm just like, Annabelle, let me explain to you the bidding process. She goes, I really want New York. I'm like, all right. So I explained the process, and I finally got her to go to like 300, and I think the property was like 360. So
man, that's great.
Trying to get it cheaper.
That's awesome. But your teachers some fun stuff, some stock market level stuff at a young age. That's great. Very cool, man. I forgot that your daughter and my daughter share the same name, Annabelle.
Yeah, it's when I first started listening to your podcast, I thought I was like, oh man, this guy was writing trivia. He's from the Chicagoland area, but not like from. I mean, I'm not trying to throw any shade, but like you're from the Chicagoland area, but not from Chicago. I'm
exactly.
Like, man, I feel like when I'm listening to some of the stuff you do, it's like we kind of mirror some of the things that we've done. Like I think we're about the same age too, right?
Yeah, and my legal name is Ryan Martinez. I'm just kidding. That part was good.
That would have been hilarious.
People call me Mo. Yeah, man. I just turned 33. We are in the same boat, and we're cruising along Lake Michigan together. That's great, dude. And you are into Metallica. That was your topic you requested for December. As a $5 patron, you get to $5 or more patron, you get to pick a topic. And you had said Christmas TV specials, but now that Christmas is over, I saw your other one was Metallica, and I said, let's do it. Are you a diehard Metallica fan?
I'd like to say I'm a pretty huge Metallica fan.
Love it.
That's the only band I think I'll see every time they come into the region.
Sure.
I'll come into Chicagoland area. I will always pay to go see them.
You know, it'd be cool. I'd like to see Metallica at Soldier Field. Wouldn't that be fun?
I did see Metallica at Soldier Field.
Oh, man.
They were here, I think it was last year or the year before.
That's a bucket list. That's a bucket list item for sure.
It was amazing. Like, I saw them. I'm telling you, I've seen these guys a lot of times, but like one of my most favorite moments was stepping out onto Soldier Field and watching this huge grand stage set up. And I was like, man, I'm here at the home of the Bears. I'm watching in my opinion, like the best band alive right now ever. And they're just putting on this awesome. The show wasn't the greatest show I've ever been to. I would think I might actually save that for either Lollapalooza or for the Hawthorne Racetrack that they did years ago.
Nice.
But the Lollapalooza thing was nice too because it was right in the center of Grant Park. So I'm watching Metallica on this huge stage, and right behind me is the entire city skyline. And it's just like this beautiful, everything comes full circle kind of thing, like right here properly in the city, as opposed to like out at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont. You know, like they're in Chicago, but they're not in Chicago.
Would you say, Mo, that the memory remains of those concerts?
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty accurate description.
All right, very good. That's a perfect lead-in to the first question. So I'm going to give you some lyrics from some hit Metallica songs. We got 10 of them for you, and you got to name the title of the song. How many do you think you're going to get out of 10?
I'm hoping for 10, but I like to be on the cautious side, so I'll go ahead and say 8 because lyrics are kind of a rough thing sometimes.
8 out of 10. Let's see if you can pull it off. Here's question number 1 from Mo and Metallica songs. New blood joins this earth, and quickly he's subdued.
The Unforgiven.
The Unforgiven. Nice job right off the bat. I feel like you're going to nail these now that you figured out the first one. Question number 2. Things not what they used to be, missing one inside of me.
Oh, God, that's on this.
Things not what they used to be, missing one inside of me.
Oh, man, why am I blanking on this right now? I know that, too. Fade to Black.
It is Fade to Black. Well done. Unforgiven, Fade to Black. Going for the hits here. Not too many surprises, but we'll see what happens. Number 3, I'm your dream, make you real. I'm your eyes when you must steal.
Sad but true.
Sad but true. Have you ever stolen anything in your life?
Have I ever stolen anything?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I'm in the Midwest area. Of course I've stolen stuff before. It was all stupid stuff, but
yeah. When I was a kid, I remember stealing, like, Mike and Ike's, and my other friend goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought, like, maybe it would be impressive that I stole candy, and he was, like, so unimpressed that I was like, I'm never doing that again.
We used to steal like CD holders and stuff because you remember you used to get the little CD booklets that you put all your discs in so you didn't have to carry cases with you.
Yeah.
I would steal stuff like that. It's funny that you bring up the whole stealing thing because "Fade to Black," the song that you just quoted a minute ago, was actually a song written about James Hetfield's Marshall amp getting stolen while they're on the road.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody took it. Somebody owns that right now.
Somebody owns it. It's a hot-rodded amp that he's had customized. Basically, he had done some work to it, and it disappeared during one of their tours. And
do you think they just have it? They just have it in a room, and they're like, the old Hetfield heist, you know?
Or the guy has no idea what he has in his collection. It's just like, look at this piece of crap.
Yeah, that's probably more likely. Here's number 4. Oh, but I'll take my time anywhere, free to speak my mind anywhere.
Wherever I may roam.
Wherever I may roam. What's your favorite place to kind of roam around in the Chicagoland area that people maybe not know about? What's a good location or a venue or something where you're like, oh, people don't talk about this enough?
Man, that's I actually, I kind of like to go up north a little bit. I don't know, like, there's different parts. I spend a lot of time in downtown because, like, we're a tour company, so I spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, a hidden gem in the downtown would be like the Aqua building, just kind of looking up there. I like the scenic section there.
Sure.
Or a little bit up north into the Lincoln Park area because there's a really sweet bridge that gives you a really nice view of the downtown area. It's kind of like just south of the zoo.
Okay.
And there's like a Gene Gang honeycomb outdoor classroom set up there, and the whole area is set up to like it's a nature boardwalk, and it's real beautiful. And I don't think it gets enough attention for visitors coming into the city. That's
awesome, man. You should start a podcast on that, like Gems of Chicago. That would be pretty fun.
That's not a bad idea, man.
Do it.
Man, my own personal muse going on right now, man.
Perfect, man. Do it. And you could just do it when you're when you got some downtime, you think of something like that and you go, let's talk about it. And you go visit it. There's a lot of shows that exist like that in the Chicagoland area, but there's probably not too many podcasts about that kind of thing. So let's jump on it.
I've looked for stuff about stuff going on in Chicago, and there's nothing that really just focuses on that aspect of it. Like, you're absolutely right. There's no these little gems of Chicago that are cool. Like, there's Chicago stuff, but it goes a little more off onto these other things that aren't really relevant to like someone coming to visit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there.
Untapped market. Here's number 5. We're scanning the scene in the city tonight. We're looking for you to start up a fight.
Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy. He's 5 for 5. What's your favorite Metallica song of all time?
Orion. It's an instrumental.
Perfect. Does it go on for like 40 minutes?
It feels like it sometimes. It's probably like 8 minutes, 9 minutes of just beautiful metal harmony, and just it's a beautiful song, man.
What album's it on?
It's on the Master of Puppets album.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. Number 6, make his fight on the hill in the early day, constant chill deep inside.
Oh, can you say it one more time?
Make his fight on the hill in the early day, constant chill deep inside.
Constant chill deep inside. I'm like singing it in my head.
Yeah.
For whom the bell tolls.
For whom the bell tolls. That's right. Number 6. Number 7, taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you.
Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets. You mentioned it earlier, the album, the song, great album. I had the album on cassette tape. I bought it at a Chicagoland store called Venture. Remember Venture?
Oh, dude, the black and white logo?
Black and white, vertical, striped logo. Yeah, it was like a Kmart, but messier. It was like people just walked in and they were just like, this is a garage sale. And they just push over shelves and grab stuff. And my grandma died, and I was really close with her. It was 95, and I was the youngest grandkid, and she just spent the most time with me. And my mom, she was like, oh, Ryan's sad. I got to take him to buy him something. So she took me to Venture, and she's like, pick out something you want. And my older brothers had said, you should get a Metallica tape. And I was like, okay. I didn't even know who they were. And I just wanted to be cool. And my mom bought me the Master of Puppets tape, and I loved it ever since.
That is so sweet. That's awesome, man. Nice exposure to Metallica at such a young age. You said 95?
95, so I was 10, yeah.
Oh my God, 10 years old at that age, man. That's funny. Like, Ventures, I don't know if the Ventures out in Chicago had this, because I grew up in Northwest Indiana. Did you know that Ventures, at least ours, had a barber, like a salon in there or something?
Interesting.
And you bring up your grandma. Like, my grandma used to actually go there. I used to go with her to Ventures so she would get her hair done, and me and my grandpa would walk around the store, or I'd hang out with her there. Like, me and my grandma were pretty tight when I was young. Yeah,
that's cool, man. Each store had their own thing back then. There was a store called Zayre's. Do you remember Zayre's?
I don't remember
Zayre's.
I know the name.
Yeah, it was like bright orange, I want to say, or red, and they had Dunkin' Donuts inside all the Zayre's. So I always remember being like, oh, that's the store where I can get a donut if I go with my mom, you know? Here's number 8. Wish I may, wish I might have this wish tonight. Are you satisfied?
King Nothing.
It is King Nothing from Load, right? Is that the album, Load?
That one was, I'm pretty sure it was Load. Load and Reload, I kind of confused the tracks a little bit.
That would have been probably the next album I bought, if I got into them in 95, and then that 96 that came out, I probably bought that on CD.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's so weird because, like, that whole era is, like, right around that time. I guess right when you started listening to them, too. It's like when they were right in that era. It's like, oh, Metallica sold out. People were getting away from that. And Behind the Music had just came out for Metallica. I don't know if you remember watching Behind the Music back in the day.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I always think about that era of Metallica, like in the late 90s going into the 2000s. They performed with like the San Francisco Symphony, and everyone was like giving them hell about it.
Yeah.
And there was this quote, and it's like Jason Newsted was still in the band, the bass player, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys sold out." And he looks at everyone and goes, "Yeah, we sold out. We sell out every seat in the house every night that we play." I'm just like, oh damn.
Yeah, I saw they did something a couple years ago with the Muppets, and I was like, ooh, this is probably the ultimate, like, come on, Metallica and the Muppets, Sesame Street or something like that.
That sounds ridiculous.
I think it was on Saturday Night Live, or no, on Jimmy Fallon's show. They had
the instruments.
Yeah. I mean, the term sellout to me doesn't really ever matter, but it's funny that people get really mad about that.
Oh yeah, they get mad about success, and I get it. I mean, people change, people do stuff, and just because it's not what you like, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That sounds like a name of a Metallica song. Here's number 9. We got 2 more of these. Let's see if we can get all 10 of them. Number 9, Fortune, Fame, Mirror Vein, Gone Insane.
But the memory remains.
The memory remains. We teased it early on in this episode. Here's number 10, the last question. By the last breath of the fourth winds blow, better raise your ears.
Oh, what?
By the last breath of the fourth winds blow, better raise your ears.
I feel like that's probably something off the new album, and lyrically I'm like horrible with that.
I'm not sure how new. I think it is one of the newer albums. I'm not sure how new it is. One more time.
Something off of Hardwired to Self-Destruct, right?
Number 10, By the last breath of the fourth winds blow, better raise your ears. Any guesses?
I have nothing. I don't think I've ever heard that lyric before.
It says it's from the Four Horsemen. Do you know that song?
Oh yeah, dude, that's off of their first album.
Oh, okay. I was totally off then. I thought one of these was from one of the brand, like the last 2 albums, but I must have not actually copied and pasted those lyrics. So Four Horsemen, are you familiar with that song?
I am. I'm like singing it in my head, and I think I know where that lyric is at now.
Gotcha. Well, you got 9 out of 10, Mo. That's pretty damn good for a Metallica fan. Thanks for being on the show. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been awesome.
Of course, man. Where can people find you online if they want to see some of your trivia writing or fun observations about the world?
It's usually actually you can check out Brain Sports trivia with Brain Sports with a Z. That's the company I write for, and we have like a website and everything, brainsports.com.
Yep.
People are in the area, they can go to any one of our places. We have a whole list of bars that we're at during the week if you're in the Chicagoland area.
Love it. Brainsportswithaz.com. Mo, thanks so much for being on the show. Thanks for being a Patreon supporter. Is there a few words you could say to people who are maybe thinking about joining?
If you love trivia, man, definitely do it. It's like playing trivia from your car every night or wherever you decide to listen to this podcast. It's awesome. It's enjoyable. Sitting there just playing with my wife, that's what I'm listening to half the time. It's fun if you're definitely into like the game show trivia type thing.
Love it. Mo, thank you so much, dude. I hope you have a great start to 2019.
All right, you as well, buds, man. Take care.
Cheers. There it was, 10 Metallica cues and a nice discussion on a ton of fun topics with Mo Martinez. I love chatting old stores. I don't know why. Like Venture. We were talking about that and I got real nostalgic. If you remember Venture, drop me an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Let's have a Venture email thread. Or if you remember stores like Service Merchandise and Zayre's and weird Chicagoland stores. Service Merchandise, I remember had a really cool toy section. I bought a lot of wrestling figures there if I'm not mistaken. What a store. What a name, Service Merchandise. If you really like stores and malls and things like that, go back and check out one of the original episodes of the show where we did mini episode 16, Stores at the Mall. I linked it in the show notes if you want to find it very quickly. That's a really fun one. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Remember, if you donate $10 or more as a brand new subscriber over at patreon.com/trivia with buds, you get a free Funko VHS box t-shirt. It's a really cool box art that looks like an old tape, and inside the box is an actual t-shirt that you can wear. It's super soft, kind of stretchy. It's one of the higher quality shirts, I believe, and you can get any size you want in a variety of styles, from RoboCop to Gremlins to Bloodsport to Fast Times at Ridgemount High and more. All 80s, tons of fun. That's patreon.com/trivia with buds. All new subscribers, $10 or more. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.